Meanwhile, Halloween is going to be unlike any other this year.
But that doesn't mean the family can't have a little fun with some pumpkins. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is on the backyard patio. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello. How are you guys?
Great. Lisa has some carving tips, and then in the next segment, she'll be taking your plant and gardening questions live.
We love this pumpkin segment.
I do too.
What do you got this year?
Hi. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about pumpkins in general. It seems like we have a really good supply, but they've been selling out really early, just like people are Christmas shopping early. I think they're Halloween shopping early as well. So get your pumpkins in the next week or so if you want to be able to find any. And I like to use a whole bunch of different kinds of tools when I carve. I've got brushes. I use tools for shaping clay, knives, of course, and my favorite things are linoleum block cutters. They have really sharp blades, but you can get a lot of dexterity with your cuts. So I just found out about this yesterday, so I did a couple of pumpkins this afternoon. When I see a hornet over here attracted to the pumpkin. So this one right here shows that you can cut all the way through, you know, the traditional way of carving a pumpkin. So I have a window here and a ghost coming out, and I'm allergic to hornets, so he can just like go away. And the ghost here, you can still see light from the candle through this part where you're just removing the rind, the skin of the pumpkin, and then we've got some letters. And I like to, because I'm so crazy about the stems, I like to open them up on the bottom. As long as you have some kind of open space in your carving, you'll be able to vent it, and so you won't smother the flame. It just looks nicer and sits better. Because I like the stems because these are Susan's favorite, I know.
I do this every year because of you. The stem becomes the nose.
I know, so you can kind of look for something that has some face personality. So you guys had a really nice one right here. I might carve this one when I'm later.
Yeah, that is a good one. And you do the same thing. You carve out the hole on the bottom.
Right, and then I carve first and then carve out the bottom and clean it out. For me, that's just easier.
That's a good idea. It'll sit better, too.
Yes.
It sits great.
And there are all other kinds of pumpkins that you can find now. They're actually types of squash. And they're not very carvable. Honestly, the rinds are really tough. You can't get your knife through it, or they're really warty, but they look really great combined with your carved pumpkin. So, you know, try something a little bit different. These will also stay looking really great depending on what the weather does, sometimes till Thanksgiving, and then you can whack them with a machete and roast them in your oven and eat them for Thanksgiving dinner.
Those bumps on there, that's normal?
Yeah, this particular variety is made to have these sort of warts.
But that's one that has the tough skin that you can't carve.
Yeah, this would be really difficult to carve.
That looks so cool, doesn't it?
They're beautiful, aren't they?
They really are.
I love this blue one. I don't know what this one is. You guys had this out here, but this is really gorgeous.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
I know you put this with some mums or some kale.
I mean, I know
Halloween is good to go.
Halloween is a bust this year, but I don't know, it just makes you happy to do a little decorating and get in the spirit.
I did hear that some neighborhoods were doing porch decorating contests.
That's a good idea.
Where you would do your porch and then, or your yard, and then there'd be a little parade through the neighborhood, and then they would pick the best ones or their favorites, and there were prizes. I've heard about that in a couple neighborhoods.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. All right, we're going to move on. Time to take your calls. 270-9933 if you have any plant or garden questions for Lisa. 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this.